My father was a printer. He worked at a place called Midtown Manufacturing, which is in Manhattan. And he was a pressman. I've been sketching as far back as I can remember. My mother says I could sketch before I could talk. Where the other kids would like color pictures in coloring books, I'd be cutting them out of the coloring books, coloring them three-dimensionally, making things out of them, that kind of thing. It's just, I lived in my own little dream world all the time. I'm luckier than most people who got into designing in any sense of the word, whereas I was coming in on the embroidery design end of it, so I got to work into all those mediums. I got to work on stage productions of The King and I and Kismet. I got to do a lot of things for characters in films, like Daredevil and Princess Diaries 2, and I worked on Seabiscuit, Spider-Man, little things here, little things there for all these different movies, The Cell. And in each one, the reason I said I was lucky is because each one has to be approached differently, how something's constructed, how many doubles or triples or quadruples there has to be of the outfit to begin with, what does it have to hold up, how long does it have to hold up, and then where it is visually, whether it's on a TV screen, a well-lit tape TV screen, or 40 feet high on the big screen in film, or down in an arena. Each time, what you do to it, how much color, how much embroidery, and how it's built to begin with, all has to be done differently, and a lot of people don't get that exposure.
And Elvis liked to be nervous while he was going on stage. It was nervous energy. If you ever watched Elvis when he backed out on stage, he had that nervous energy, and it worked for him. We talked about that many times.
I saw a piece of footage where he was in the wings and ready, he's listening to it, and you could almost see him, almost like a skater would get ready to do a jump.
Yeah.
You could see it building up, right. And then hit, right, and then boom, and he was out.
That's right, and as soon as he got to the building, he went straight to his dressing room, checked himself out in the full-length mirror, had his Mountain Valley, was it Mountain Valley, Larry, bottled water? He was early on in the bottled water thing, and he had it shipped in from Hot Springs. Yeah. And then, boom, he went right on stage.
Yeah. It's funny, it's amazing how a lot of these people manage to psych themselves to the right moment.
There's got to be something I didn't ask you that you may want to elaborate on.
Just that I think that at the end of the whole process, I'm very lucky to have been part of something. The legacy that this gentleman left to music, to mankind, to entertainment has been amazing. And I'm glad that what I did got to be part of it. And to this day, what's amazing, if you take something he wore and take it to any part of the world, they know who it belonged to. And that's kind of wonderful.
Very good. That's a beautiful ending. As they say in Hollywood, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Okay.
And this is us. Thank you.
George Klein, Gene Doucette, Elvis's stage wear.
Well, the first eagle suit was done for that famous Telstar thing. That was the Aloha suit, as everybody knows of it. And the eagle was entirely made out of nail-head combinations and punch-on jewels and settings to create the eagle and for it to be very American, red, white, and blue, and so on, very patriotic. And then I was always wanted to take that to another step. So when we went to the embroidered suits, I was able to add more depth and color to it. Red stitching, blue stitching, gold stitching, and this was all enhanced again with nail heads, but we also added in rhinestones for glitter so that they would see the color, but it shimmered because we do a red stone on a red background and so on. And this brought it up to the next level. It made it more detailed and stronger and had better punch under lights. There was eventually going to be a third version of this where I wanted the eagle to be very realistic, to have shape and form and actually have action. And I was going to do shading and different color tones of all the feathers, still keep it red, white, and blue and patriotic, but I wanted it to be three-dimensional. And that was going to be this version. Unfortunately, though, this was much further down the line, and it never did come about. But it just shows you that the process is an ongoing thing. And when you come up with a theme that's really kind of fun, you want to keep improving on it. Through designing the Bob Hope shows, I got to meet George Burns, Sammy Davis Jr., countless people that I grew up watching, always wanting to meet. And I have to tell you, 99% of the time they turned out to be the kind of people I was hoping that it would be. Professional, pleasant, fun, charming, gracious, nice people. Robert Preston, the Music Man. I got to work with him and he was delightful. Bob Hope, his last Around the World USO show that was done, I got to do. We lived on a C-141. We flew all the way around the world. It was a command plane. We slept on the floor of the plane. It was Barbara Eden, Connie Stevens. I got my dream. It was wonderful. We spent Christmas Eve on the Midway aircraft carrier in the middle of the Persian Gulf. And we put on a show out on deck, just like you see in the old newsreels, and the guys are all sitting on the planes. And on the aircraft carrier, I remember, just before the show started, I walked out right in the middle of the whole flight deck, and I picked one direction and went, "Merry Christmas!" And everybody yelled, "Merry Christmas!" I took a picture, and then I did it this way, and I revolved around the whole ship, got everybody shot, and then I went back down. I've been so lucky. I got to meet Julie Andrews. Lucille Ball. I got to meet Lucille Ball and work with Lucille Ball. People, George Burns, people that I always dreamed about, people I always said, I can say I met them. I can say that they shook my hand. I can say we shared a laugh. Was the Telstar Hello from Hawaii. Gee, I'm sorry, what's the matter with me? Okay. Wait, okay, think pretty. Here you go. So, can't use that. The Telstar Aloha from Hawaii. I suddenly stopped and go, did I do that right? Thank you. I just keep thinking, the last question, you can see me lying in a coffin like this. I go, oh, just one more question. just one more.